Hello, welcome, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back, guys, and welcome to you if this is your first time. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make the meatball soup for my kids. So I'm going to show you what I use. As you can see on next to me, I have the meatballs, of course, this style, family size. I have the vegetable oil. I have the tomato paste. This one. I have these spices. I like using paprika. If you've been here, you already know what I use. This Maggi. I have this all-purpose. It's mixed seasoning. I have the garlic, minced one. I have the black pepper. You can see that. And this one is the key. This one is my favorite. I can't cook without it. And it has salt to remember. So I often use this one instead of salt. Of course, I have coffee. So I can cook with so much energy. I will drink some. Let me have a sip and continue. Okay. Next, I have this bowl that I'm going to use to put my soup in when it's done. You can see. And I have this pot that I'm going to use. And this, in my language, you call it umngoko. Is it a spatula? A wooden spatula. And my pot with the lid as well. I'm going to put all the veggies in here and rinse them, then start cooking. First, that's how I told you guys I like cooking things that will take me less time and fast. So by doing that, the first thing I do, even before I start cutting the onions, I turn on my stove so the pot can start warming already. See, I'm going to put it on low. And when the pot is warming, I'm going to find the scissors so I can open the meatballs. Because it's sealed, I'm going to open it and put it in a bowl and warm it. You see, this is how it looks. Small sizes. I'm going to pour. I want it to be full, this part, this bowl I'm using. So I can put it in the microwave. Just like so. You see, I have some left. I'm going to save that for next time. This can cover my kids' lunch for one day. And put it with other things. And I'm going to fold it and put it to the side for now. Then I'm going to take these ones in the microwave. You see the way they look? Just need to warm them. Yes. So here I'm just opening the microwave and putting them in the microwave. I'm gonna put like 10 minutes in the microwave. I'm going to cover it. Then I put 10 minutes. In 5 minutes, I'm gonna mix. I don't know how to say it. Gusimbiza in my language. And here I'm going to put some oil, just a little bit. Remember the meatballs, they have oil. So use a little bit of oil just to make the soup. Here, since the oil, remember my pot is warming, I'm going to be cutting the onions. Here I'm cutting the onions. When I'm done cutting the onions, I'm gonna start putting them right away. This time the meatballs are warming in the microwave. We're saving some time, people. Yeah, you see, I'm done with some onions. I put them in just like so. You see, the oil was ready to cook. Yeah, I'm going to put all the onions that I cut here. Then I'm going to cut the green onions and put them in as well. And if you feel like the heat is too much, you can reduce the heat. You don't want your onion to burn. My kids don't like onions. I make them eat onions because I love onions. So I make sure when I'm cooking, all the onions are cooked and they are well cooked, not burnt, but cooked for them to don't feel them in their mouths when they're eating. See here, I just cut the green ones and I'm putting them in as well, all of them. Then I'm gonna mix it once more. You see the way it's cooking, even when you mix it didn't change color. The white ones didn't change color yet. I'm going to keep mixing until they change color so I can start adding other things. You see, like here, it's starting to look like they are cooking and they are cooked. I'm gonna add my garlic, minced garlic, so it can cook. Not much, like a teaspoon of garlic. I'm mixing just to make sure that the garlic can cook as well. Now I'm going to start cutting the tomatoes. I'm using like 5 tomatoes. Yeah, just like so. I find it satisfying when I'm cutting tomatoes. I don't know about you. And my kids are like, Mommy, how can you cut the tomato so fast? And so good. I don't want them to be very big. I make them at least a little bit smaller. That way, even when they're eating, they don't feel like they're eating raw tomatoes, which they hate. I'm gonna check on my onions. You see they are ready now. They are cooked. Some of them are even starting to burn. This is the time I need to put the tomato, because the tomato is liquidy or it has some soup. It's gonna start steaming and my onions won't burn anymore. See, I'm putting the tomatoes, all of them, just like so. Then I'm gonna mix. I'm not going to start smashing the tomatoes. I'm just going to mix the tomatoes. Then I'm going to leave it alone and cover the pot so the tomatoes can start to steam. You see, it already shows that the soup is starting to come or is starting to steam. So I'm gonna put the lid on so it can bring more steam inside and the tomato can start cooking. You see, look how they look. Now I'm going to start putting all my spices, the ones I showed you guys. I have the paprika, the chicken bouillon, the all-purpose one, the black pepper, the Maggi. Remember, the Maggi has salt, so I don't put very much. Yeah, these ones, like this one, I do like 10 times, or it depends of the size you are cooking, how much soup you are making. And see the black pepper, I told you already, I'm putting some. And remember, the black pepper is, when you put a lot, it becomes spicy. So here I'm putting the bouillon. This is my favorite so far. I don't think I can use another one. See, here I'm going to mix until they are all mixed. It's starting to stick at the bottom, so you have to mix every few minutes. And see, look, the Maggi, I'm gonna add a little bit because it's gonna add salt. And mix it as well. You see the way it's changing color. I like my soup to change the color. Don't do that. That one I just showed you, you don't do that. Don't break the tomatoes. As long as you put the lid on, it's gonna break or cook and become soft. Now I'm adding the tomato paste so my soup can be complete. The tomato paste, some would love to use a tomato sauce, but I love the paste because it makes the soup become heavy. And here I'm mixing. You see the way it's starting to look. The soup is not watery. It's going to be a little bit heavy. So yeah, it's starting to look good and I love it. I'm just mixing to check if the tomatoes are cooked, are well cooked, which they look like they are cooked already. You see, just like that. Yeah, now to make my soup heavy, as I told you before, if you have seen my other videos, I like to add a little bit of peanut, grounded peanut, so it can make the soup look heavy, and it makes the soup become heavy. So I'm putting it and I'm trying to mix it well, so before I add some water. You see here, I guess it's done. I gave it a few minutes. Once you put the peanut, you have to keep mixing. You see here I'm warming water in a kettle, so I will put hot water, not cold water. You're gonna slow down your cooking. So I'm gonna mix it. Before I put the water, I'm gonna put the meatballs. You see the way they look warm and ready. I'm gonna start mixing the meatball in the soup first before I add some water. Here I'm just going to mix the meatballs with the mixture together. I want to mix it really well so the meatball can soak the soup and all the flavor can be mixed with the meatballs. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna take like a minute or two to mix it well before I add some water. You see the way it's starting to look. I love the way it's looking right now. Look, it looks yummy. Yeah, now I'm going to add the hot water. Remember, you don't want to slow your cooking. Add the hot water to make the soup. So I'm gonna put a little bit first. I mix and see how heavy my soup is. If it's heavy, then I'm gonna add a little bit of water. You don't want your soup to be watery. So here I'm just going to mix just like the way I'm doing, and make sure I'm kind of scrubbing the bottom of the pot so all the soup and all the flavor can go into the meatball. See, I'm adding some water because the soup is still heavy, and this is soup for a big family, so you don't want it to be less. You want it to be as much as you can have. See, I'm just checking. Look, I'm gonna check the salt. This is the way we do it. You put it on your palm. Let me show you. I'm gonna mix it like that. Just make sure that if the salt is enough, I put it on my palm and lick. And if it's enough, it's enough. Yeah, I've let it boil for a few minutes now. This is how it looks. It's looking so yummy. I can't wait to feed it to my kids, and they love it so much. And once I'm done, I put it in this bowl. This is glass bowl. Doesn't have to cool down because it's a glass one. So I love this as well. You see the way it's looking. Yeah, and this is how I make my meatball soup. They can eat it with spaghetti or with rice, with anything you want. I'm gonna show you the way it looks. Beautiful, so yummy. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you like this video and you like the recipe. Please share with your friends, leave your comment, like, and let me know how you cook yours. And thank you for your time, for taking the time to view this and to encourage me to work very hard. I will see you in the next one. Remain blessed. Thank you. Bye.